It's time for Toilets, New Zealand edition, which is very similar to Toilets Australia edition. Toilets are basically exactly the same here. Now, some of our loyal viewers were asking, since we're in the southern hemisphere, which direction does the water swirl down the toilet bowl, right? Because the other side of the equator and all that. And I can answer you by saying, I have no idea. I can't really check. Because these toilets here are kind of these super duper flush toilets. So watch this, when I hit it, yeah, that's pretty much how all toilets are in Australia and New Zealand. They go and they flush. They don't mess around with swirling water. Not much else to say about New Zealand toilets, but what is the deal with New Zealand sinks? Everywhere we go, they've got the hot water and the cold water coming through separate faucets, so you have a choice. You can either scald your hands with boiling hot water, or you can freeze your hands with ice cold water. And also, oftentimes the faucets are really tight into the sink, so it's really hard to get your hands up underneath there unless you're like a 5-year-old child. That's a little quirky thing. I didn't think I'd have much else to tell you about New Zealand toilets, but then we went woofing. Now I've definitely got something to show you. We're volunteering on an organic farm, and the couple who runs the place are doing all kinds of cool things to be more sustainable, more environmentally sound, composting and using gravity for irrigation, all that kind of stuff. We're staying in this little shed out in back of their house, and here is our toilet. It is a bucket. And as they explained to us when we got here, you do whatever you're going to do into the bucket, liquid, solid, toilet paper, whatever, throw it in there, and then you throw some wood chips on top of it. Now they claimed that it would not smell because you're putting the wood chips on it, and when you're done, when the bucket gets full, take it out, put that in compost, put an empty bucket in there. And you know what? They were right. It doesn't smell. It actually just kind of smells like sawdust because you got a big bucket of sawdust sitting there. Now, some of you may not be quite ready to put this in your home. You might be a little skeptical, and so I wanted to get a second opinion on this. I talked to the other man of the house, the couple's son, Levi. What do you think of those toilets?
They work, and admittedly they're not the flashiest sort of toilets, but they work. Really, when you have to go, it doesn't really matter what kind of toilet you have. As long as you have a toilet, that's fine.
Like some people that I tell about, they're going to say, oh, no way, I could never use that. So what would you say to them?
I'd say that they're too picky about their toilet.
Have any of your friends ever come over, like to...
Yeah. Usually, they look at the toilet, and then they look at me. I'm gonna go pee outside if that's...
That's not very nice. After New Zealand, we're venturing into Asia, where things could get real interesting on the toilet front. So I think I need to keep Levi's words in mind. When you have to go, it doesn't really matter what kind of toilet you have. As long as you have a toilet, that's fine. Wise words. Wise words.